we go to Michael with the news. With the live news of hair destruction.
Split everywhere!
Split everywhere! Run!
All right, so we're going to be talking about bond rebuilders, how we use them in color, and also using them at home. And when you have blonde hair or you're using bleach or any high lift tint, you need to be looking at bond rebuilders. They are going to be changing the way that your hair color is and also the strength of your hair. So definitely be talking to your colorist about that, whether you're coming to us or you're coming to anybody else. This really changes hair, and when it really is doing a really great job is with blonde hair, because there's nothing more processing than having your hair bleached or having a high lift tint onto it. Having a normal color isn't going to be the same pH process. It's not going to cause as much destruction to the cuticle. So it's really important to think about how you're going to recover from that. Your hair can be brilliant and it can feel really great, but it's about the products that you use and how you're going to be able to maintain that blonde life.
So obviously bond rebuilders are a pretty new thing in the industry. I mean, they've only been around for about 6 years.
No.
No, even less than that.
Yeah,
4
like
years? 4 years?
3, I think.
Well, yeah,
Debate.
over here, like, anyway, however long.
Debate it. Let's
debate it. Anyway, so, like, right, well, they've not been around for a long time. Like, so whatever we speak about, like toning shampoos or conditioners or anything, like, these are pretty new. So to anyone, this is new information.
Yeah,
you know?
We're getting so many questions about it, and it's great to be doing a video to sort of talk about how bond rebuilders affect color and if they're right for you, and also the technology behind it. So the first thing that we need to start out with is that this is not going to fix hair permanently. If your hair is going to be breaking off by doing a process, or it is already breaking off, any bond rebuilders are not actually going to put hair back together. It doesn't technically do that. So as we talk to our colorists and as we advise people that come into our academy, we tell them, if you weren't going to do it anyway, this shouldn't change
your position on whether you're going to color the hair or not.
I mean, absolutely. Your hair has to be already strong enough, but these things can actually really help with that. So
yeah, so I want to start with Olaplex. So Olaplex is probably the one you probably know, a lot of people know the name because it was the original one that came out. So Olaplex comes in 3 parts. So number 1 is a pure sort of, it's a molecular product. It basically goes inside the color. So whether you're using color, you know, bleach, toners, you know, Brazilian blow dries, basically it goes inside the product that you're using. So what it does is it goes inside the hair and helps rebuild the bonds within the hair. So debatably, whether it rebuilds them, whether it protects them,
every bond rebuilder has its own technology, and that's where everybody's getting a little bit kerfuffled, even in the professional industry. But basically, what you're doing with bond rebuilders is you're putting pretty much an extra bond. Without listening to the whole marketing spiel of everything, there is an extra bond made. Now, it's really important to understand there's 3 bonds in the hair, and one of the strongest bonds is your disulfide bond. That can be broken, put back together and things like that due to perming processes and stuff like that. But sometimes when the disulfide bond is broken and it's at 2 ends of the hair, it can't actually build that bridge, it can't reform or anything like that. So these products are really great because the actual molecular structure of what it does when it goes into the hair is it creates a more diagonal based sort of bond that kind of really helps to make sure that the hair is that little bit stronger, but it's still a very long bond, so it can actually fracture and break a little bit more easily than, say, a disulfide bond. It is a bond, and it will do something to the hair to kind of keep it together and keep it stronger.
But remember, it's a man-made bond.
And it is temporary, so there's nothing better than actually having your own bonds in your hair. They're always going to keep your hair a little bit stronger.
Your own bonds are better than someone else's bonds.
Your own bonds
Your own bonds are better than anyone else.
Yeah.
So it comes in 3 parts. Basically, all bond rebuilders come in 3 parts, right? The number 1 is what goes inside the bleach. That's usually the thing you don't see, right? That's the thing that gets applied into the bowl while it's on your head. Then the second step is always after that has been applied. So basically, what ends up happening is the second step is like a sealant for the first step. So the first step, without getting too technical, the peroxide acts as a catalyst, so it sort of pulls that number 1 into the hair. The number 2 seals it off. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the number 3 step of all these bond rebuilders is actually probably one of the most important steps of them all.
Because it's the bit that you take home and you carry on, because
Like
once
Sky said, they're temporary.
once we put the bond in through the color, so when the color's opening up the hair, it's helping this product to get into the hair and create those bonds. But when you go home, keeping it up and making sure that it's topped up is really important, because that'll come into your step 3.
Yeah.
So that's what these products are, and we're going to talk to you about how you use them, because so many people do not use this product correctly.
So, with the Olaplex number 3, now this is probably a very unique one because you do use this in a very different way. So when you use Olaplex number 3, and yes, it looks like a very small bottle, and it is £32, so it is quite pricey for a bottle, but you use it in a very different way. So you apply it to dirty hair, but it's got to be down.
So this is before
you wash it. So this is always before you wash it. With this brand in particular, you apply it before you wash it. Now, Olaplex recommends you leave it on for 20 minutes and plus. I've known people who've left it on overnight. I know people who've left it on for 5 hours, 6 hours. Me personally, what I do is I do a lot of yoga, so what I do is I wet my hair down before I go into the studio, apply this while I do my hours yoga, and then rinse it out afterwards in shampoo and condition. So if you can bring it into your routine, that's generally what I recommend the guests here at Skyler London to do. Is if you go to the gym, you know, if you go to yoga, if you do swimming or whatever, apply it, put a cap on. It's really going to work well that way.
But really remember, this is not a conditioner. So many people have used this and sort of said, this is not hydrating to my hair. It's not a conditioner. It helps the bond rebuilding process lengthen. So that process happens after you're at home and stuff. Conditioning agents are going to help smooth the cuticle and things like that. So you will need to do this and use your conditioner.
Yeah, but then once again, just really quickly, the amount of times you use this depends on 2 things. Number 1, how damaged the hair is, and number 2, how often you wash your hair. Generally, they say if you're washing your hair about 3 times a week, you could use it once a week. If your hair is going, if you've come in and your hair's absolutely destroyed, which more than often does actually happen quite a bit, where you've bleached it yourself or someone's over bleached it, you can use this up to 3 times a week if you're washing it enough. So just make sure that you're talking to your colorist, because your colorist will be able to advise you on how many times you should use it. And this is not like you don't have to use it for 12 hours forever.
Okay, so this is Smart Bond. It's amazing. I actually feel Smart Bond has a little bit more cosmetic feel to it. Usually Smart Bond is a little bit cheaper than Olaplex. I would say that. It depends on what salon you have it on. In our salon, we have Smart Bond a little bit cheaper than Olaplex.
Yeah.
I genuinely love the cosmetic feel of Smart Bond when we put it into the color. I love the way that it feels. I also love the way that it feels after step 2. And this definitely has a little bit more cosmetic agents than, say, Olaplex. For me, although the recommended thing might not be exactly this, but sometimes I would use Smart Bond on before I shampoo, and then sometimes I would use Smart Bond, I would shampoo, then Smart Bond, then condition.
Yeah.
So I actually use it both ways, and I think that it's really good both ways.
Yeah.
But you can use this by shampooing, then using your Smart Bond, then conditioning. It'll still feel really nice. And it doesn't even make the hair feel heavy either, because you might think, oh, well, it's conditioning and then I'm putting another conditioner on, which you will need to do. It won't make the hair feel heavy or anything like that. It's still really brilliant. So.
And one question we do get a lot, and it's something that we always address, and I think a lot of people find it really difficult, because we do offer 2 different ones, and people say, why? And for me, my answer is first of all, I think the price should always be a comparison. I'm never one of the people that, if I have someone who is price conscious, I want to make sure that I'm making them happy and giving them the best that they can for the price point that they want to be. But also the second thing is, just like Sky said, your Smart Bond, you're going to get more of a cosmetic feel. So if you're someone who is just having regrowths, or you're just, you've never been concerned about the condition of your hair because you keep it in fab condition, but you almost think, why would I need that? Smart Bond's going to be for you, because you're going to feel the cosmetic, it's going to be really, really shiny, it's going to be gorgeous, and obviously it is cheaper. Whereas if you are someone going through like a massive transformation,
massive bleaching processes, really,
like
really
over
intense.
highlighting,
very fine hair as well.
Yeah, we normally recommend this. And also if you've got really thick, frizzy, like out of control hair, generally and you're not going for a big bleaching service, Smart Bond would be great because it has those really nice conditioning agents. It actually makes the hair feel really moisturized and really smooth and just makes the hair feel gorgeous.
The most important thing is that they're both really brilliant, and also looking at this is a little bit cheaper. Also going back to our milliliters, you are 250 mils here, so
100 mils.
Yeah, it's definitely economical to choose Smart Bond as well. So we hope we really enjoyed listening about the bond rebuilders. I know it's a really interesting topic because it's not only these ones. There's probably like 10 out there, but generally it is the same type of technology where we're going in and building in some new rebonders and stuff like that. But always good to look at reviews and things like that, and
and talk to your colorist. I mean, because generally, obviously, we have the both here. And people say, oh, how do you decide? And we say through consultation, that's generally how we say, oh, this will be better for you, or that will be better for you, or...
Thanks for watching, and have a look at us on Instagram, Facebook, and also check out our website to see everything that's going on with Skyler London. All right, thanks.
Thanks.